Hello, people of the future. It's week 4 of Pokemon Draft League. This week, we're going up against the Ballonlea Ballers with Alex. He's got Galarian Slowking, Zapdos, Mamoswine, Galarian Moltres, Latias, Diggersby, Slurpuff, Salazzle, Blastoise, and Cresselia. So building my team this week, the first thing I saw was Ice, and Kyurem is going to be extremely beneficial in this matchup. He's got 2 flying types, he's got 2 ground types, and then dragon type with Latias. So firing off some freeze dry or ice beams should be very easy in breaking down some of the core of his team. Added choice specs to add that extra special attacking power, and then hopefully with 394 that should be able to one-hit KO Latias, Zapdos, Diggersby, and 2-hit KO Mamoswine. Next up, Urshifu. Urshifu is still a broken Pokemon with Wicked Blow. I have protective pads on it just to protect against Zapdos' static. I really don't want Urshifu to be getting any sort of status conditions and slowing down because he can do a quite good job of breaking down the team. And I threw U-turn on him just since I'm not worried about Rocky Helmet chips and with protective pads that I can get some good momentum with him. Gave him a little extra speed just to hopefully outspeed. I actually made a trade where I dropped my Toxtricity and picked up Tauros in the NU tier. I needed something that has a little speed. My team was quite slow earlier on, so 110 speed should be plenty enough. And then with Sheer Force, which is powering up attacks with 1.3 power, and Stab, Body Slam, Life Orb should be able to really hurt much of his team. I also have Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Throat Chop just to sort of even out, get some good coverage. Now we're getting to the back half, sort of the tanks of the team. Rotom Wash, I've been very impressed with Rotom Wash. It's an excellent defensive pivot. Volt Switch just to get some momentum, and then even if he switches into one of his ground types, I can even Hydro Pump, and that should one-hit KO all of them. Will-O-Wisp to hopefully get some sort of physical attacker and get some status on them. And then Pain Split just as a recovery move. And hopefully with this 281, I can outspeed some of his slower Pokemon. Togekiss, Heavy Duty Boots. This is sort of a defogger to get rid of any hazards he puts up. Roost to keep him healthy, and then 2 stabs. Air Slash, but without any speed investment. I'm not really looking too much at having Togekiss break through the team, sort of being a glue and helping to get some good switch-ins. And then finally, Heatran. I got Stealth Rocks and Air Balloon. Since he does have 2 ground types, I'm very concerned. And then Earth Power, Lava Plume, and Flash Cannon just to sort of get some damage off and hopefully break down some of his harder Pokemon. And that's the team. I'll get back to you once we're connected up. Okay, hello people, we are back. Okay, so it looks like he brought Galarian Moltres and Slowking, Zapdos, Mamoswine, Diggersby, and Latias. So he's brought, I'd say, most of his hardest hitting Pokemon. We are ready. How are we going to lead this off? I kind of want to lead Rotom. I think he can be a good check to just about everything. Rotom can get some status off right here. Nice easy Volt Switch. And then even if he switches out to somebody, I can hit him with a Hydro Pump. Good so far. We got Kyurem in the back to hopefully 1, 2, even with Specs Ice Beam should be 2-hit KO on Mamoswine, Diggersby. So only scary thing is Latias switching in with Choice Scarf. And no Dynamax. Okay, so I think he's probably going to switch out to one of his other Pokemon. Do we want a Hydro Pump? He's got no check to a Will-O-Wisp, actually. Well, now he's very scary. Volt Switch will activate his Berserk. And how are we going to check him? Togekiss should be good. Again, we can fire off a Dazzling Gleam, live it, and that's how we get rid of him. I'm not too worried about Togekiss. I can get a switch in on Latios and hopefully get a nice, he said balls, hopefully get a nice roost off, or even keep him as sack fodder, get a defog off. The key is, with Moltres, he was quite fast, so now the only other person I'm quite worried about his speed is Latios. So, with Diggersby, how are we going to check Diggersby? He does have close combat. I'm thinking we go Rotom. Awesome, we're physically defensive, so we can eat that up. Next up, with Levitate, that's going to stop any ground attack. He could Quick Attack. I want a Will-O-Wisp again. And we miss it, which is great. Here the question becomes, how are we going to deal with Latios? Because it's probably Scarf, which means it's going to be Draco or Psychic. Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. I'm a little worried about him. Kyurem. Problem with Kyurem is I don't have Choice Scarf on it. So let's Volt Switch. I'd rather not. Let's sack Togekiss. Hopefully he drops a Draco. Okay, he just Toxics, which means he's probably not max speed. Or he's not a Choice Scarf. Kyurem, but is he going to be timid? Possibly here. What we're going to do is we're going to go Tauros. We're going to... Here, we'll Throat Chop. I bet he doesn't expect Throat Chop. Then even if he goes something like Slowking, we can get him. I will gladly take that. Paralysis. Yeah, it was bound to happen, but we're going to Rock Slide now. How come... Body Slam. And then... I really want an Earthquake. Body Slam again. Don't paralyze? Yes. Took him out. That is perfect. I'm still scared of Lottie. Diggersby. What, he's probably going to Superpower. I don't want to go Urshifu yet. He might be Choice Scarfed, which would not be great. Do I need Tauros? Not too much. Let's Body Slam. Okay, crit, doesn't matter. He's going to drop down. I think at -1, we should be able to live anything. Yes, perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. Fire off an Ice Beam. Urshifu can knock out Slowking and Latios with Wicked Blow. So against Galar, we're going to go... so he's going to be specially defensive. Yeah, I'm thinking we go Heatran. Future Sight, don't care. He can't fire off a flamethrower, so we'll get Rocks up. Okay, I'm fine with that. We'll get Earth Power coming in. So he's probably Assault Vest. And then we'll take the Future Sight. Here we come into Urshifu, and we're just going to click Wicked Blow and not be too concerned about it. I also think Urshifu lives a Draco Meteor from Latias. Mamoswine. Let's close combat. GG. Yeah, close combat takes him out. Okay, so he's not heavy duty boots. Reflect. Here, let's pain split. He's toxic reflect. Yeah, he can wish up. We'll go Kirim. And then we're going to... Okay, so he's got Draco. So I'm not too worried with Urshifu coming in. Urshifu takes him out with the crit. 2-0 victory. Probably shouldn't have thrown Kirim away, but overall, still a 2-0 victory. Alex is one of the better guys, so excellent. We will take that every day of the week. But Galarian Moltres, I always hate his little setup team. Like, this is so annoying. You get...
The first few battles, I didn't even use him. I was using Blastoise. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, I feel like my best chance against Urshifu is just to get a Nasty Plot and an Agility in and then hope for the sweep.
I mean, it's a good thing, especially with Berserk. Volt Switch got it like right to Berserk, so you got even more damage. Like 328, and then you boost that with the Nasty Plot and even Agility. Like, that's a sweeper right there. Very scary. Yeah. I was glad, though, that I got out of there. Slowking, oh man. Slowking with Regenerator only didn't do too much, but this can be such an annoying Pokemon. But I was also extremely scared of your Zapdos. Oh, were you pressure or static? You were probably static, right?
Yeah, I was static.
Oh my gosh. I put protective pads on my Urshifu specifically because I was like, there's no way I want him to get staticked. So I sacrificed a little bit of power just to be like, yeah, that's not happening. This is kind of a standard Zapdos set, though. Very, defensive. Mamoswine. You didn't even get your rocks up right at the beginning. I was like, okay, he's going to get some free rocks, but that'll be fine. I got Togekiss, but...
Yeah, because I was like, I need to get Moltres set up. That was my whole game plan.
I love how you're like, okay, turn 2, we're going to go for the sweep, and it's either going to work, or I'm slowly going to lose my Pokemon after that, but... you're supposed to...
I mean, honestly, before the game, I didn't prepare too much, but, I was just looking at Urshifu, and I was like, well, he's faster than everything I have and can probably one-shot, everything I have.
Most stuff,
I could have made Zapdos a little more offensive or something, but...
Yeah. No, it's good to have sort of a defensive core of, like one special defensive and one physical defensive. But Diggersby, oh man, with that Choice Scarf, it catches people, and Superpower even. Superpower knocked out, 2 of my guys?
Just I think so, yeah.
If only Diggersby got close combat instead of Superpower, so that way it didn't lose that attack drop, because I think...
I know, it's so annoying.
That -1 was basically what saved Rotom there, so...
That's pretty true, honestly.
My Rotom had, the bare minimum of defense. I think it had, 60 defense investment. I was like, that'll be enough, right? I did not calculate for you hitting it with the Superpower, though, but I was very glad that it barely lived. And then Latias, I mean, this is a good defensive Latias, but I always thought Latias was... I always get Latios and Latias confused. I'm like, Latias, oh man, that's the, super offensive one. Like, I should be scared, but it's actually the super defensive one. But
yeah, he's just pretty meaty, and he can get up a Wish and a Reflect and a Toxic if I need it.
No, so you went for the Reflect as opposed to Light Screen? Is that just because you're more scared of Urshifu, or?
Yeah, usually also because I'm never scared of special attacks because I have Slowking. So it's I think pretty much any special attack I can just tank with Slowking.
Hey, 2-0 is not bad. You can... I mean, you're still top 4, and...
Yeah, hey, it's playoffs that matter. I'm confident in my ability to get into the playoffs.
Exactly. And now you know how bad Urshifu is, and so you can, build a team where you're like, okay, I'm gonna try and stop him.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't get drafted first overall. That was my main thing. Was like, Urshifu is the most broken Pokemon in OU. Why are you not drafting him?
Damn. Honestly, I just have no experience with the new guys. Like, I didn't even really know who Urshifu was before this.
I was gonna say, yeah, you drafted Moltres Galar, and I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna like have some pretty good sweeping opportunities, and then I didn't see him till week 3. Like, what are you doing, man?
I just didn't know how to use him, and I'd used him a couple times in like OU games I just did online just to test him out, and I was like, he's just so fragile, and I have to get like he's not that strong if you don't get like a setup.
You need a little setup on him. The other thing is like your team is you got 2 flying types, and then you got 2 ground types, so it's like 1 ice move is enough to start breaking apart your team.
Yeah, and I have a dragon type.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so these are his top 6 Pokemon. Just like you normally brought these back 5, and then I was like, well, he liked Moltres last week, so I think I'm gonna, I was predicting you to bring these 6. I was like, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them will all die from Kyurem. Like, yeah. And then Slowking Galar, I can basically switch to Urshifu, and he will scare him completely out because you don't want to take a wicked blow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I thought about switching Latias for Cresselia, but then I was like, it doesn't really change much. So
honestly, Latias is way better than Cresselia. At least you get speed here, and you can get fire off a Draco or something like Cresselia.
Yeah, the only thing was for ice types, but I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you'd sort of counter that. Do you have a good?
Honestly, my problem is I just like to use Pokemon that I like. Like I feel like every team I ever have always has Mamoswine and Diggersby in it.
No,
and then,
yeah.
I use Zapdos a lot too just because I like him.
Yeah, and then Blastoise week 1, I was like, okay, he brought Blastoise because he loves Blastoise.
Yeah, it was just fun,
I mean, yeah, like that's a completely fair way to do it. It's like get Pokemon you enjoy and you know how to use, and then go with that. But
indeed, yeah.
Sometimes
that's honestly why I was so mad at Max for taking Conkeldurr because I was like, I use him in every one of my teams all the time, and then Max took him, and I was so upset.
I mean, just trade for him. Max basically doesn't know anything he's doing, and so I'm like, hey, Max, are you ready this week? And he's like, we're battling this week? Like, yes, Max, there are more battles to come.